Hello everyone, this is Afifa Siddiqui and welcome back to my channel. Yes, this is gonna be my second video and I'm going to talk about in this video is things I wish I knew before becoming an analyst. Yes. See, when I started my data analyst journey, I thought that data analyst will all about the patterns, you need to check the trends and all this stuff. But it's not like that. To be honest, it's not like that. I understand there are patterns we need to check, there are trends, but these things comes at a very least point of it. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 7 points where we are discussing that you should, if you are a fresher or you are still in college, you need to know it so that you can practice that, and even if you want to change your option for analyst, you can do that too. So let's start it before I start yapping a lot. The first thing is you won't be analyzing the data. Yes, for the fact that your designation is analyst, but you're not going to analyze the data. Could you make it sense? No, right? But that's the truth. You're not going to analyze the data a lot. It will be the last option of you to do. See, checking the trends, patterns will be there. It's not going to vanish completely. But you're going to do that only? The most of the things usually goes in cleaning the data. Yes, you will be going to clean a lot of data every day, every time you're going to check a data, you have to first look up to their cleaning process. And if you want to become a data analyst, you first need to love the cleaning process. So start learning that. Coming to the second point, storytelling is way more important than your fancy dashboard. See, the dashboard purpose is for those who do not understand the dashboard things. You know what I'm saying, right? If you're working with multiple designation people, you want things simpler. Your manager wants things simpler. You won't be sitting all day and decorating your dashboard. That's not your job role. The job role is to find and storytelling basically. You need to understand what data is telling to you, because that's what your job is. It's not, your job is not to make the dashboard fancier. You can do it later on also if you have a time after storytelling. Your first priority is always going to how you're going to tell the story. Third thing, SQL is your super powerhouse, whatever you want to say. It's like a mitochondria. Because see, when I started, I thought Excel would be enough, or I'll just learn Excel. SQL का थोड़ा थोड़ा पढ़ लूंगी मैं, चल जाएगा. But this is not what happens actually. You need to know the SQL, because when you are doing the complex, metrics, derive some answer or insights of the data, then you need the SQL. And one more thing, every company has a database. And if every company has a database for their data, then you need to learn the SQL, because how are you going to fetch the data? Like that. Coming to the fourth point, business understanding is way more important than technical perfections. Technical perfections, business understanding. Now, why I'm saying this is because when you can write the best query or build the perfect dashboard that ever existed, but if you do not understand the business problem, how are you going to get the insight? And one more thing, your data is of what? From which you're doing a query or you're looking up to. Data is of your company, and what the data is telling is actually about your company. For example, you're trying to increase the revenue, improve the retention. Same data set can tell you the different story based on your goal. So your objective, your goal must be really very clear. Like you need to be, perfectly clear what you're looking up to. Are you looking up to increase the revenue or improve the retention? That's the goal. Coming to the fifth point is your learning never stops. Yeah, this is very important thing that I have learned. So there's a company where you have applied and they only want the people who know Excel. That's it. And some analysis skill. You have applied, you got selected, but now the company needs more of from you. They want you to know SQL or learn SQL from it. So that's the learning curve for you, because you cannot be dependent on one tool, especially in data field, because it's a fast moving field and there is here and there every tool comes and go. So you need to be up to date and you need to be very flexible to move from one tool to another. So the goal is not to learn every tool, but whatever your data asks for it, whatever you think that in this way I can derive more insights than from this tool. So that depends on your acknowledgement and judgment. Coming to the 6 points is that imposter syndrome is real. Yeah. And is very normal in the field of data, especially which I'm working for, that is a data analyst, because you might think that, oh, I'm not enough. You feel like, oh, my recommendations are not always taken into consideration. Why this is happening? This thing happens. You need to focus on your progress and not the perfection you reach. Or I need to know every tool. ये tool तो मुझे अच्छे से आना ही चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं होता है. If you have a data and you can able to, manipulate the data, understand it, these things also implies as you are learning as a data analyst. Coming to the last point of ours, which is communicating with the non-technical people is also a part of a job. And it's very important, very, very important. Because see, when we are doing a query, we know the data, we know the schemas, we know everything. But does the non-technical people who have not even saw the data will know it? They would not. So we need to understand that they do not know. We need to talk in a simple language. For example, like me and my colleague, who is also a data analyst, know what is distinct means. Yeah. Okay, we use distinct users. ले लेते हैं. चलो. Because we know distinct means for us is a uniqueness. I know it's a simple language, but when we talk to non-technical people, we always talk in the way like we took unique people, we took unique users. We do not say हमने distinct ले लिया. That's a query language, right? So this is a very simpler way. Some people know what is distinct means, but some who do not know what is distinct means, we usually use the word unique. So yeah, I have lost my audio here in this video. I'm talking nothing but that if you're starting a journey, don't worry. It's a process. You'll learn, grow, and get better with every project you will work on. Till then, see ya in the next video.